Will, what are you doing in there? You're late for the show. I'm coming.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just up? Am I just up?
Hello, welcome to Filmbuff Live. Here on Filmbuff, I am your host, as always, William Patrick Coleman. Today we have a very exciting topic to talk about today. We are talking about the year of 1994 in pop culture history, movies, and music. And I have an extremely special guest on the show. Coming right now. But first off, let's talk about this year. Let's talk about the year previously. And we are coming from he's coming right now. There we go. Hey, my man.
What's good?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is DJ TedNice of Las Vegas residency, the man of legend. And I had him join us today because I wanted somebody who was very familiar with the time of 1994. And I was actually just explaining to them what was ending in 93. We were coming out of, I want to say Winter Olympics, as well as, the whole Michael Jackson scandal, and the Three Musketeers was coming out in theaters at the end of 93 here, coming into 94. Just to kind of place where your mind is at. But first, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been here for 8 years. I moved from Los Angeles. I went into corporate DJing, and then I went into the restaurant biz, like everybody else out here. And then shortly after that, I installed a couple of entertainment packages at some restaurants on the Strip, where I became residents for brunches, evenings. I had my own Monday night at Alexa, which is at Paris Hotel and Casino. I was at MGM at Losers Bar. I was at Rum Bar at the Mirage. I was at Chateau Nightclub upstairs at Paris Hotel under the Eiffel Tower. So I just been kind of grinding like every other DJ out here in Vegas.
Those are big leaps coming from California, though, man. It
was really huge. To be honest, it was what set everything off was I was a corporate DJ for Men's Warehouse, and I went on a corporate tour with them on private jets, and we did about 30 cities in like 3 or 4 months. And once I came back, a couple of people kind of found out what I was doing. which I was kind of getting my feet wet myself, to be honest. And it was just a perfect setup for me to arrive here in Vegas and kind of get my feet wet here. And I was just really grateful to get with really good restaurant groups and really good situations early on. And it kind
really
of
good promotions too
for me. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's exciting. You've performed with some pretty interesting like celebrity guests, haven't you?
Well, consider right when I came off that tour, it was the Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather fight. So you had everybody from 7th Streeter to Funkmaster Flex to Nicki Minaj and all of the kind of resident DJs, DJ Shadow Red, Bayati, who's now with Shaquille, were openers, and we were all kind of floating DJs on that weekend. T-Pain, just kind of this and that, you know, whoever was kind of in town. Not a Dre's per se, or not a, you know, a Hakkasan per se. But
any old school people there?
Coolio, Tone Loc.
Coolio, there we go, the late great Coolio.
Yeah, rest in peace, Coolio. And Tone Loc.
Tone Loc.
Oh, what am I talking about? I DJ'd the 90s brunch when they had the 90s, this is the 90s show at Paris Hotel, where you had Salt and Pepper, Kid and Play.
That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for that Kid and Play.
So
right on.
I was spinning for brunch, and Kid and Play was in the room eating, Spinderella, Salt and Pepper, Mark McGrath. So Kid and Play kind of came up, and I kind of was spinning some instrumental loops and getting on the microphone, and that was a dream come true for sure.
That's awesome, man.
For sure.
That's awesome. I didn't know about Coolio. That's super impressive.
Yeah.
I've always dug Coolio. Yeah, rest in peace, Coolio. That's a shame. So I've got the perfect person for this topic then. The 1994, I mean, you and I, we talk back and forth about old school, you know, we go back as far as the early 90s. We brought up songs that are that time forgotten and shit like that. But specifically for me, you know, where if your area is music and my area is movies, 1994 is a historical year.
Absolutely.
In our generation. It's like a moment in time for film and music and pop culture events and whatnot, where everything stopped and took a left turn and kind of changed the world. And we're kind of going to go over that month by month and reminisce and bring about where we were in our lives during this time. And I'm going to talk about movies. You're going to talk about music, and we're going to, you know, go month by month. What I'm going to do is I've had some notes here. They're accurate notes, but they're not written well. I'm going to go and I'm going to quiz you month by month about a movie. From there, right, you bring up a song or something that came out maybe around that time or something, and then yeah, we'll go from there. How about that?
Sure.
Let's give it a whirl. All right, so first of all, January 5th, 1994 already kicks things off fucking nuts. It's the Tanya Harding anti-carrier incident. Yes. So just so you know automatically what this year is going to turn out to be, January 5th, right. If you have that image of Nancy Kerrigan in the hallway holding her knee screaming, why? Yep. That starts 1994 right there, right? Yep. All right, so that's where we are in cultural events. But quiz. Some of these questions are going to be hard. A lot of these questions might be really easy. I have no doubt in my mind you might actually ace a lot of this, but I'm curious about what our viewers are going to say about some of these.
I was going to say the opposite. I was going to say I'm going to completely bomb. Although, again, I was very present at that time in '94 for myself. Some of you out there know my age, and I'll keep it real. I graduated high school in 1994.
Wow. All right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, like the music, it was heavy on grunge. It was heavy on the Nirvanas to the Becks to the Green Days. And then you had Notorious B.I.G. with his debut. and you had Above the Rim and The Crows and Pulp Fiction. So, you know, 94 was just, it was crucial for both. It was crucial for both music and movies, where you had a mashup of everything from blue collar folks to listen to a Lisa Loeb song to, like we said, a grunge and all the stuff that was coming out of Seattle at that time, which almost doesn't exist anymore. And
yeah, I think 93 is the birth of grunge, but 94 really like took it, you know.
And then as well as hip hop, where you had the Nas's and the Fugees and the, you know, it was just heavy. It was really heavy.
Yeah. All right. So, all right, we'll try this out then. So for the first movie quiz of January 1994, this 1994 comedy flopped at the box office, but has a decent following since featuring an old school Saturday Night Live alumni, Lost at Sea. It also stars Andy Richter, Dave Letterman, and Alfred Molina.
Andy Richter. And I'm a big Saturday Night Live fan.
I'll say I don't believe he was on for too long.
Gosh, I don't know.
All right, Lost at Sea, no? Okay. Have you ever heard of Cabin Boy?
Yes.
Yes, Chris Elliott. 1994 January. It also starred Andy Richter and Dave Letterman.
Got it. Oh, wow.
Interesting, right? Yeah, so your honorable mentions are The Air Up There.
Okay.
And House Party 3.
House Party. Fantastic.
We're gonna slip in a lot of these urban titles because they really blew up in the 94. The next year would be Friday, and then it'd be mainstream after that.
Correct.
You got any songs or jams for January? It was kind of the start, you know, of some crazy stuff.
Let's go with. Well, let me go to. It would just have to be probably as Kid and Play was kind of exiting, and
94.
So they were kind of exiting, and what was happening was Martin Lawrence was about to launch the Martin Lawrence Show.
Martin was 94.
He was kind of going into Def Comedy Jam at that time.
Yeah.
And then shortly after, he started. So I'm on my knees here, but I'm going to stand up, so you might not see my face, and I'll come back down.
Perfect.
But you had Kid and Play. You had Tashina Arnold, or I'm sorry, you had
That's using that, right? That's using that.
No. It was another chocolate actress, but it was not Tashina Arnold. It was what's her name? The light skin, Gina on Martin.
Oh, okay.
But what's her real name?
I thought that was her real name.
No, that's the other girl.
So the neighbor or the other chick was Arnold.
Correct. Nope.
Okay.
I'll figure out her name and I'll say it.
Campbell was Campbell.
A little bit of Kid and Play.
Keisha Campbell.
Correct.
Thank you, Re-Up 303. Awesome. That's all. That's like the intro song to every black sitcom in the '90s, right there. I walked in the room and the crowd went nuts because they're paid to. That's beautiful.
There it is.
Moving on to February. February, it starts getting pretty interesting. This is a big moment in my life. This comedy became the unlikeliest hit, catapulting its star into superstardom status, which was originally written for Rick Moranis with a small budget that went on to make a healthy couple of $1 million.
Is it
It happens to be one of my favorite movies, if my favorite movie of all time.
Jim Carrey?
Close, yeah.
The Mask?
No.
It's
not a bad guess either.
Well, you said I said Jim Carrey. You said I'm close.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically there. See, Jim Carrey came out with 3 movies that year.
But
damn. The Mask wasn't the one that catapulted him into superstardom.
Finkel and Einhorn.
Einhorn Finkel.
Yes. I saw
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Thank you, sir. Wizzo, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. February 4th. Big moment for him.
Wow.
I watched an interview once with David Alan Grier talking about how he went to the premiere of that, and him and Chris Rock didn't think that it was going to do anything. So they're there just to support Jim Carrey, and they thought it wasn't going to do shit. And like he's like, there are many times in my life where I've been wrong, and that was one of them. I love David Alan Grier stories.
Everybody that's tuning in, that like I said, I smoke too much weed, and yes, Tisha Campbell, and yes, exactly, and yes, Ace Ventura. Sorry, everybody.
Honorable mentions in February 1994. Reality Bites.
I do see Michael in the building. I don't know who else I see in the building.
We also got Blank Check, February 1994, and My Girl 2.
Oh, wow. Macaulay
Culkin. No, this one was Macaulay Culkin-less.
Oh, because he
died in the first one, yeah.
He died. He died from the
This one is the kid from Last Action Hero. Austin O'Brien. He only did 2 fucking movies. He did Last Action Hero and he did My Girl 2.
Was he in a sitcom?
I don't know that that's true, but she was. She ended up being in Veeps.
Anna
Slumsky was, yeah. Any quick musical tidbits of February?
Oh goodness! I mean, let's go with. All right, let's flip it to, or we can go here. How about we do this? So let's 94, like we said, is a great year for grunge, alternative music. So let's hit you with some grunge or alternative music then. Out of Berkeley, California.
Do you have the time?
Oh shit!
Classic.
And everything all at once. I am one of those melodramatic fools, running to the phone, no time about it. Sometimes I give myself the grace.
I miss her too. LZFE.
Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me.
All right.
That's one of my favorite songs, actually. That's one of my favorite jams. I really like that. That's a good example of the drums in the grunge era.
Correct.
When that kicks in.
Well, they started
we'll jump
in a garage in Berkeley.
Yes, I did not know that. I did know that.
They used to do live shows out of that garage.
We'll go to March 94. Okay. This is the third but final installment to a successful franchise, which started as an early 80s hit show on CBS. It co-stars a relative of Elvis, the most famous Playboy centerfold ever to exist, and a football legend.
Naked Gun, 33 and a third.
There you go.
Bang.
Yep.
Bang.
Yep. Bang. Bang. Yeah. A little bit more on one of those co-stars later on in the year becomes a big part of this year, and also probably the reason why they never continued with the franchise. Come to think of it. Some honorable mentions
are in a little hot water too in 94.
Yeah. Some honorable mentions. Four Weddings and a Funeral.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
Above the Rim.
Ooh,
There we go.
You ready?
There we go.
Ready? Are you ready, viewers?
Yes.
Are you ready, viewers? Are you really, really ready for what I have right here?
What you got?
Here, ladies and gentlemen.
What is that, man? That's a movie prop. What you got there?
That is the 100 Miles hoodie that Tupac wore in the basketball scene.
What? That he actually wore?
It's not. Damn it.
That's fucking crazy. That's fucking beautiful. That's so awesome, man. That is the actual sweater that Tupac Shakur wore in the movie Above the Rim for 1994.
And these were the Jordans. These were the Jordan 10s that were popular in 1994, or the ones that came out, rather. But to rock these in 94 with this hoodie, come on, man. Come on, man. So now that you went to Above the Rim, we got to hit them with a little bit of...
Oh.
Yeah. Quite a little liquor for your homies, nigga. This one here starts on my nigga Mike Cruz.
Although this was not the most popular song on this soundtrack.
No, I'm waiting for it.
Up next. Little shorties living naughty lives. I think a lot of people could almost out where they were when this next song came out and the feeling that it gave you.
Oh. Yeah, there it is.
Regulators to regulate any stealing of this property. Good too, but you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean.
It was a clear black night, a clear white moon.
Yeah, I love that jam.
White moon, Warren G was on the streets, trying to consume some skirts for the eve, so I can get some phones rolling in my ride, singing on just hit the east side.
And the Warren G.
On the bottom is the Warren G. See the car full of girls, they don't need to tweak. All you search north up with 213. So I'm select
on 2-1 and Lewis.
We gotta be careful. We're gonna get lost in this shit and then trail. I love that song.
Chill out.
All right, we're gonna jump to April '94. All right, April '94. Let's see. This forgotten teen thriller. Here, all right, I want to see if you get this. I was really interested to see if you get this. This forgotten teen thriller stars a cast member from Terminator 2, who becomes obsessed with the latest video game, placing each player so far directly into the killer character's POV that they are unable to tell the difference between real life and the nightmare gaming results.
I don't know, Ready Player One?
Have you ever heard of, that's an interesting guess. It wasn't around back then, but.
Does it start with a T?
No.
Okay.
So go backwards. There's only fucking 4 people. Hybrid sativa, Alex. He's asking what we're smoking. There's.
What is this? What are you smoking?
Sativa hybrid.
Gorilla Glue 4.
Oh, I don't know what it's called. I'll find out. But oh shit, what were we talking about?
The movie that's like.
So go backwards. Who was the one with four fucking actors in Terminator 2? There's only fucking 4 of them.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Not him. He doesn't. He's not a gamer in this.
I don't know. Give it to me.
Brain Scan starring Edward Furlong. Have you ever heard of that movie?
Yes, I have.
So that's in the deep end. Like people, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm going down. I'm reaching out and I'm trying to see what you know. But like Brain Scan is easily forgotten. Easily forgotten. Not a good movie. Probably kind of cool back then. But the thing was, they had this character named Trickster, and Trickster is almost a direct imitation of if Max Headroom and Freddy Krueger had a love child. Like that's what he was. I don't even remember the actor, some kind of British comedian, but terrifying movie back in the day. Laughable now. I don't know if anybody out there has heard of Brain Scan. I'd like to hear what your thoughts were on that movie. I find that movie very interesting. Now, some notable honorable mentions are Serial Mom, Surviving the Game.
Surviving the Game. Wow.
R&P, Ray Liotta, No Escape.
Rest in peace, Ray Liotta.
PCU.
Wow. Wow.
And With Honors.
Wow.
One of the 5 movies that Joe Pesci is not a good fella in.
Correct.
Yeah. And that movie had a song that was number 1. It was a Madonna song.
What was that song?
I'll remember. And I'll remember the way that you kissed me. I think I sang it better than her. No, I'm just kidding. But that's she came out with an album that year because she's got a couple of jams in '94, but that one was attached to With Honors.
Right.
Did we do an April one yet?
Nope. So how about so in the age where you have grunge and you have hip hop turning into like a hybrid at this point because you have heavy West Coast heads, whether in E40 or an Amp back then, somebody, or Biggie or a Nas. I mean, everybody. It was real crucial that you represented your coast, but you had these guys that came out and talk about hybrid. I mean, they launched all the careers probably for all of the all white rappers, probably in this case.
Yeah. King white rappers. The Kings. I know you're burned out. Nice.
All right, so then you had what was known as alternative music, and Soundgarden was everything.
Alex mentions that the Sabotage music video was off the chain. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. That was a big video for that year.
Yep, it was an amazing video. Face melting off.
Oh, okay. I love these guys. Love these guys. Soundgarden is great. Rest in peace.
In my eyes, in this rose, in disguise is no one knows. As the face, as the snake,
Nice. That's easily one of my favorite jams of '94 right there. Talk about a good video. That's a good video. That's like one of my favorite videos ever.
Black hole.
Nice.
All right,
that's great. Okay, May '94. Now we're starting to get to the fucking meat and potatoes right here.
Yep.
So, this hit thriller based off the graphic novel of the same name Generated cult status almost based off the grim behind-the-scenes controversy, hit soundtrack, and its Gotham movement alone. And it happens to be my fourth favorite movie of all time.
I don't know. Damn it.
No, you should know.
Okay, if you don't.
No, you don't. No. But if I told you maybe some of the jams that are on the soundtrack,
Yeah, let's hear it.
this one I could pick apart and see like layer by layer if you're gonna fucking get it. So, all right, hit soundtrack, right? Gothic movement. So already you know that it's an alternate. It's a rock soundtrack, clearly, based off a graphic novel.
The Crow.
There you go. Grim behind the scenes controversy. Is it fair to say that The Crow would not have the status or that, like, it wouldn't have had those opening numbers had it not been for the unfortunate news attached about, like, let's face it, controversy adds a lot. That's a lot, bro. Like, if for some reason Heath Ledger sucked in The Dark Knight, but he didn't, he's fucking Heath Ledger, and it just so happens to be his last movie. So the fact that it's their last movie adds to, and I mean, let's face it, The Crow's a fucking beautiful movie. This behind the scenes story, it's not just Brandon Lee that passed. There are other, that movie's fucking cursed, I'm telling you. Like,
what about exactly what you're talking about? But what about, like, isn't it interesting how it seems like they gave their last performance to us as they were leaving?
Yeah. That's a great way of looking at it, because technically Heath Ledger's last movie was not The Dark Knight, but his last finished movie.
Correct.
So the other movies that he had not finished are not near as good of a performance, of course, as The Dark Knight. Who knows what would have happened to these guys had they survived in their career? Right. I'm really questioning The Crow. Dark Knight, Heath Ledger, he'd be a super, like, he'd be
absolutely
one of the most paid for. He'd be Gary Oldman right now.
Yeah.
You know, there's 2 different movies. However, The Crow, is one of the coolest fucking movies I've ever seen in my life, still to this day. They have just finished the remake starring Bill Skarsgård from It. Crazy that they got it finished. Honorable mentions in this month: Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Wow.
The Flintstones.
the live action one?
Yeah, John Goodman.
Yep.
Crazy dumb soundtrack.
Yeah.
Crazy, like, I was around that age to actually enjoy that movie.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not bad, honestly. Like, as far as the comparison to the old school cartoon, it's super fucking fun. Super fun. It's like Addams Family fun.
It was really good.
Those movies are great. All right, so what do we got for May '94?
Let's stay right into one of your favorite movies with
there we go.
Dead Souls.
Oh, 9 Inch Nails. There we go. Guys, the Crow soundtrack happens to be one of the best soundtracks ever made. It has a new song from The Cure on there. It has this song right here he's playing. There's 9 Inch Nails, Stone Temple Pilots, Jesus and Mary Chain, Helmet, Pantera. Like, crazy good bands on this thing.
Yep.
Great movie. That's our boy Rob. I believe it was a giant year for 9 Inch Nails. I believe it was this song is like a 3rd or 4th single to something like mad, like the biggest album they ever released, I think. They're great, man. They're great. Nine Inch Nails is always the jam. Now, here we go. Here we go. Guys, ready? You holding on? 1994 in June. This is a given, right? This summer blockbuster box office sensation also made local transit system sales plummet, greatly fabricated the walls of reality to Los Angeles traffic, and possibly quite well have started the white boy buzz cut phase.
The white boy buzz cut phase.
Yeah, I say this movie is responsible for the buzz cut became a thing, because if you had a buzz cut in 93 or 92, your ass is going to get a swirly. Like, you were going in the toilet for sure. But this particular movie and this particular actor, made the fucking buzz cut. There he goes. Rob just told us right there.
Speed. Oh.
Speed, yeah. I mean, watching that movie now, it's super exciting. Die Hard, super exciting. Yeah. Really ridiculous. Speed, really ridiculous. Fun fucking movie. I love Speed.
It was fantastic.
And Keanu Reeves is I love Keanu Reeves' career because I always tell people it jumps it's the only career that's redefined itself. So Speed is his second phase of career where he was doing action movies. This was before Matrix.
I'm going to be honest. I think that Sandra Bullock was not the best actress.
Really? That movie changed her life. Without that movie, she would have.
And then now I think that she's grown so much.
Oh yeah, she has. Come on, everybody in that movie's grown. Dennis Hopper, the late Dennis Hopper, late great Dennis Hopper is awesome in it. I met him for a second, and that was the movie I chose to tell him how much I loved his work. And I was sitting there thinking, I met Dennis Hopper. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, don't say Super Mario Brothers. Don't say Super Mario Brothers. Don't say Super Mario Brothers. And I'm like Speed. And I had never seen Easy Rider. I'd just seen Blue Velvet. There's so many movies he's done that's fantastic. Right. And I said Speed, but I was like, thank God I didn't say Super Mario Brothers, because I wanted to say Super Mario Brothers. No doubt. But anyways, that's my Dennis Hopper story. Do you know that I found out that Speed, I don't know if you remember the movie well, a little bit of trivia that I find interesting, Jeff Daniels' character is named Harry. He's also named Harry again in a movie that comes out later in 94. However, Jeff Daniels in the original script is the bad guy with Dennis Hopper. They changed it to where that never happens. He dies in the explosion or whatever. But the whole point of his character was he was one of the bad guys.
Well, then also could it have been because he was working on Dumb and Dumber?
Maybe. Two different companies. I don't think that they would let that happen. I just didn't think he said anything. Right. Hey, I play Harry. I got another guy named Harry. Who cares? Who the fuck are you? They don't know who Jeff Daniels is, right? Anyways, that will change. That will change this year. So, some honorable mentions. This is still a big month. 1994, June, City Slickers 2. And, of course, how can we forget The Lion King? Okay. Lion King, one of the biggest hits of 94, one of Disney's biggest hits ever, is for those who've been living under a rock, Hamlet.
Let me play a song
in lion form.
Right before The Lion King, because I have a setup for The Lion King.
Okay. That made it so violent. Frosto's here. Of course, Elton John make an African song, and Disney just soar. They're lucky they didn't get Lionel Richie. He would have tore the roof off that place.
Yeah. Can you feel the love tonight?
Let me hear it in the back.
Let us know. Let us know.
Send an email. Let us know tonight.
Lion King was a fantastic movie.
I got a story about Lion King. I loved Lion King so much, I never watched a Disney movie until Pixar. True story. I never seen Hunchback. I never seen Mulan. I never seen Pocahontas, and I never seen Hercules. Until Toy Story came out in '95.
Hercules is slept on.
Isn't it? Isn't Emperor's New Groove better?
Yes, it is. But Hercules came out.
Pixar changed the game. But yeah, I never saw any because I loved Lion King so much. I didn't even see it in theaters. I saw it at home and the crappiest television, like while all the kids were sleeping, and like I was just like watching it. I was like, this movie is amazing. I'm watching the smallest TV possible, and I'm feeling the biggest emotion that Disney movies ever made me feel. But it's Hamlet. It's Hamlet, and like the literature fans know that they've read this story before, but it's really interesting in the Disney animated. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. The soundtrack's great. Soundtrack's great. Hakuna Matata. Hey kids, your fucking parents were murdered. Your father was murdered, and your mother is a slave to your uncle, who's now the king.
Correct.
Fucking who cares? Hakuna Matata, motherfucker. Like it's so funny that nobody talks about this. But Lion King is still.
The rest of your
Pacing of that movie is great. The pacing of the movie is awesome. Do we do June songs? We did do. Hey. We did do Can You Feel the Love Tonight, but before we move on to the next month, This Is a Tragedy. And June 12th, Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman were murdered.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. On June 12th, 1994, the murder of Nicole Simpson happens.
That nigga.
And we also passed by another tragic event. I don't think I wrote it down, or did I? Yes. April 5th, Kurt Cobain shot himself.
Oh, damn.
So this is already, as far as popular culture events, this is already kind of a bummer year. But the 17th of June, noted, right? A couple of days, if not the day, I think it's a day or two from when Speed came out in theaters. I remember this weekend. The Bronco chase happened.
Correct.
Everybody's got a story about where they were when the Bronco chase happened. Where were you when the Bronco chase happened?
All right, everybody. This is fantastic, right? I graduated high school in 1994.
There it is.
I think it was June 16th. I went to the mall. I went to the mall to buy this exact Jordan 10.
That's the one?
Yes, to wear underneath my cap and gown, my gown.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, okay.
So we go to the mall. I go with my best friend Jason. We go to the mall, hanging out. Everybody's excited. It's graduation day. I got family from Jersey in town. I got family from Delaware in town. 94, June 16th. All the music's going on. All the movies cracking. I come in the garage door and open the door into the living room. All my family, aunties, uncles, cousins, everybody in from Oakland, everybody, right? All are watching the television while OJ is in a white Bronco driving on the fucking freeway with who was in the car? An ex-football player.
An ex-football player, his friend, security,
anyway,
personal security. It was like his homie.
Bag of Jordans and
Oaktown represent, Rob.
Yes, represent the town all day, town business. Unbelievable. And I was like, what the fuck is everybody doing? And they're like, OJ's in a Bronco driving, and they think he killed his wife. And
how many people are saying the exact same thing your family's saying at that moment that's happening, watching on TV, and it changed the world? Because after that, reality TV was like, that's a car chase. And nothing happened in the car chase. He stopped. He's like, hey, guys, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking around. I didn't have time on my hands.
We were talking about it the other day, how interesting that was somewhat reality television, right? Because we were watching him. He was in the car. He was locked in his house.
Yeah.
I didn't do it, but I'm locked in the house and the cops were outside. And how interesting that the family that is now famous for almost reality television as a whole
are connected to this also.
Robert Kardashian, right? So the Kardashians were young kids at that time because they were friends of OJ and Nicole and the whole little celebrities and the Playboy Mansion and all that, and Kris Jenner. And how interesting that they were there right there watching that unfold as their father would soon shortly pass away. And then you turn and have OJ, and now you have the Kardashians as reality hags. You know what I'm saying?
That's a crazy connection. Mm-hmm. You know, you watch the People versus OJ, Amy Kahn represent, because my baby's in that movie, an actress from my show. She's in the People versus OJ. I like that show. It's not necessarily accurate, I don't think, but a lot of these really aren't. Also, it's told from opinion. However, the Kardashians are a big part of their almost like noticeably not a part of the story, really. Just kind of put it wedged in there, not in a bad way because they were there, but it's a good point because they go out of their way to bring that up as well. This public case would soon spiral out of control all the way through 1995. So from here on, as far as pop culture events, O.J. Simpson takes over for like a fucking year. All right, so all you got are movies and music. Bro, a lot of fucking songs came out in the 90s. A lot of fucking songs came out in the 90s, and Mudstock's right around here. Mm-hmm. Mudstock is the failed sequel to Woodstock. Nobody wants to call it that for some reason, but that's what it is. It's the failed. If you ever watched the documentary, there's no documentary representing it lightly. Like, they fucked up that in that thing. So they refer to it as Mudstock because, it became this muddy fiasco, but it also kind of represented how everybody felt about what was going on. I forget what the controversy was. There was just a shitload of stuff that fell apart in their hands. And so Mudstock became this representation of a failed Woodstock sequel, just as important. And it had a lot of cool bands. I believe R.E.M. was there. Green Day was there. Like somebody good was there, right? Was Tupac there or something? Like, somebody good was there. And that carries on. I mean, that's fitting. That's fitting for the year, honestly. But then we're going to go to July because we played a June song already. Now, July, we're in the heart of the year. This movie, in July, happens to be my favorite James Cameron movie, but it doesn't have blue inhabitants in a secret native world. It doesn't have robots from the future, and it doesn't have aliens of the water or space kind.
I don't know. I need help from the people.
Okay, so people. Everybody knows who James Cameron is. This movie came out in July 1994, and it's my favorite movie he's made.
Avatar? Not Avatar.
Yeah, that's not it. But I'm saying it's the only movie that he made that's not Avatar, not the Terminators, or any of the aliens. You're gonna kick yourself when I tell you what this one is. OJ's son. I heard about that. No, Rob, and I was waiting for him to guess that, but no, it's not. It's not Titanic. Which is still a great movie. I'm sorry, it's good.
Again, I smoke.
You only got like one movie left, right? It's not Avatar. It's not Terminator. It's not Aliens, and now we know it's not Titanic. So there's one more left, really. Nope, it's not Titanic, Alex. I say that it is not the Abyss, but I already said it's not the alien of the water kind, which was the Abyss. First movie he ever did was Piranha 2, but there's one movie that nobody talks about that when you say it, no, Titanic is great, Wizzo, come on. It's a fucking epic. It's great. See it once, don't ever see it again. Like Avatar. Like Avatar thing, I don't get, man. He's great, don't get me wrong, but this movie right here, it's a half action, half comedy about a woman who is married and finds out what her husband really does for a living. Guys out there, no? I'm not going to tell you what the certain profession is.
Give it to us.
It's True Lies, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, that's a fantastic... Oh.
Okay, so that's my favorite James Cameron movie. That came out in July 94. Yeah, True Lies, Alex, there you go. True Lies, great fucking movie. Young Elijah Dushku, Like Jamie Lee Curtis like became hot again.
Yeah.
Like 10 years after Trading Places.
Yeah.
And then Tom Arnold, bro. The only movie he's like fits in exactly how he was cast.
Absolutely.
The late Bill Paxton is in there. He's great. So it's if nobody's seen True Lies, yeah, you got to watch it right away. Number one. Number two, if you say that movie to anybody, they have the same reaction. They're like, "Oh, I forgot how fucking cool that movie is." It's a fucking great movie, bro. I love that fucking movie.
I've seen it like
Anyway,
18, 22 times at least.
yeah, the movie's so fun. Honorable mentions. This is a big month and a big year.
Okay.
Forrest Gump.
Okay.
Forrest Gump. Everybody knows Forrest Gump, the Robert Zemeckis movie based off the Winston Groom book starring Tom Hanks. Hot off the success of Philadelphia, Oscar win. Straight into this movie about this idiot who, I mean, he's a simpleton, not an idiot. I guess there's a difference. He's a simpleton who, he goes through his whole life accidentally, like changing history or changing the world or becoming a part of history as we know it. And it's kind of an interesting concept. Movies would go on to do this, not as the whole plot though. And so what Forrest Gump did that no movie had done before is it placed Forrest into the old school footage of old school interviews and shit like that.
Right.
Seamlessly. Like it walked away with the effects awards. But like without that, would it be a good movie? Yes, it's a fucking great movie. Like, but these movies that like go 2.5 hours long, and Tom Hanks is actually very lovable in it. He wins an Oscar for it. It's the best picture movie of the year. It wins the Oscar for best picture. Is it as good as these other movies I'm going to mention soon? I don't know, because that was a really interesting race, and I'll bring it up as we go along. But some honorable mentions.
Got some hitters coming up.
Another honorable mention is, of course, The Mask.
Yep.
Everybody loves The Mask. Everybody loves The Mask, right? I find Jim Carrey's career very interesting. Anybody who knows me knows I'll talk about it for days. Jim Carrey, I think, is just an amazing performer. I've always thought that. Ace Ventura looks like he's hurting himself, but The Mask fits his concept. It's the only movie that, like, you think of the idea and whatnot, nobody else can really fit in it. They try with Jamie Kennedy. It doesn't work. You know, this movie is tailor-made for Jim Carrey, and so that's why he, hey, what's up, Nick? That's why he is so great in this. It's about a human cartoon. Now, the original graphic novel, super dark. Like, he kills people and shit. It's not like as light as it is. But The Mask, out of the three, you know, that I'll mention overall of the movies that he came out with, that with Ace Ventura being the first one, kind of, you know, it was just helped his career. And here we go. What he made on Ace Ventura, he doubled with The Mask, being dead in the summer and relatable to kids movie. So great marketing, genius marketing for him. The Mask is New Line Cinema, as well as the next movie I'll mention, but they're both related to Warner Brothers, which is Ace Ventura, which to me looks like he just had a contract. Like, he had a contract and he actually came in and made these movies fucking great.
Right.
Yeah. So The Mask, yeah, it's tailor-made for Jim Carrey. Did we do a July jam?
No.
For True Lies? No. We got True Lies here. We got, I mean, what do you got in July 94? You could at least play, like, mix 3 songs together and shit. Like, there's so much stuff that came out after Mudstock. Well, no.
On a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. Bling, 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 bling.
world is this. The world is yours.
Yeah, it was a great year. It changed a lot of things, Rob. Like I'm telling you, there's a lot of things that we do now in movies that are 94 started.
The world is this. The world is yours. The world is yours.
That digging on you?
TLC huge.
Is this Crazy Sexy Cool yet?
Say again?
Is this Crazy Sexy Cool? This isn't, right? No, because Crazy Sexy Cool is like 96, I think.
This was still on the first album?
Okay, I was wondering. Which TLC was hottest? Which TLC is the hottest?
Say again?
Which TLC was the hottest?
Chili.
Yeah, well, man, when I was young, it was Chili. Now I think it's Left Eye.
Left Eye is ridiculous. If you look,
She's super hot.
Yeah, but Chili, oof, Chili is
Chili was
ridiculous.
She was a chiseled Greek goddess.
Oh, here you go. 94.
Left Eye. Yeah, that's right, man.
That's all. Let me see the tutu. Yeah, 1994.
Yeah. Left Eye. Julio took Left Eye. Nice. All right, July. That's big, man. We're on a roller coaster now. By the way, another honorable mention that I can bring up is Angels in the Outfield.
Oh, wow.
Was July, and I really liked that movie growing up.
Everybody get a fucking Angels hat and wear a fucking Angels hat. And I fucking hate the fucking California. It was.
Hey, does anybody want to mention the fact that the whole plot starts with this guy saying to his kid, "Hey, when these guys win a baseball game, we'll be fucking father and son." Nobody said anything about this shit, right? Shout out to Adam for bringing that up. Like, my homie Adam brought that up, and I was like, "You're right, dude. This whole movie starts on the fact that his father's like, fuck you.
Yep.
When the Angels win, that'll be a cold day in hell. Then we can be." You hear me? Like that's how what I think. That's what I think when I read it. But it's played a lot more lighter than that. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Danny Glover, Christopher Lloyd, great Christopher Lloyd. Okay, August '94.
All
right. So this one's a little bit tricky, right? This is the only movie that exists that actor Bruce Willis shows his dick in. Yo, I know you know it. I happen to know this fact because I dig the actress that's in that movie with him, but I do happen to know this trivia, and I actually knew this off the top of my head. You want to know what it is? I wonder if you've ever heard of it, actually.
What?
It's called Color of Night. Have you heard? Has anybody seen Color of Night?
Color of Night with Bruce Willis?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's NC-17 because he shows his dick.
Yeah.
He shows his dick off.
They don't even.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hollow Man
anymore, do they?
Huh?
They don't have NC-17 anymore.
Yeah, they have unrated. Like, there's a thin line because there are NC-17 versions and there are unrated versions of the same movie. I've seen it.
Because they used to have what rated?
It's a thin line, bro. Because I was talking about X. Like I'm around for, and you were around for X, right?
Rated
So X is more like. So RoboCop was rated X for violence alone because it was just grisly violence.
Young people that are tuning in, they used to have movies that were rated X.
Yeah. Like 87, 88 is when they kind of. I know that Henry and June was the first NC-17 movie, and so NC-17 became more about sex. Right. Like it was like gratuitous sex, because now we're talking about the Showgirls days, and Showgirls came out in NC-17 and shit like that. You know what I mean? Showgirls would come out like a year or two later after '94. But yeah, Color of Night has two versions: an NC-17 version where it got controversy for him showing his dick. Like it matters because Hollow Man shows Kevin Bacon is invisible and we can see his dick. Like that movie's PG-13, I think. No, I think that movie's R. That's Verhoeven.
Rated R.
Honorable mentions. This is a good month. Natural Born Killers, which becomes the movie that Quentin Tarantino has a fight with Oliver Stone over so badly that he decides never to let anybody else direct his work again.
Huh.
So, True Romance, he didn't have a good experience, which is a great movie, by the way.
Right.
But Natural Born Killers, which is also a great movie, is basically Oliver Stone taking over his script and turning it comical and relatable and putting the Robert Downey Jr. character in there and yada, yada, yada. Like, I don't know how much was changed, but it was enough for him to be really pissed off and be like, I'm never going to... Like, Oliver Stone directs your movie. I don't care what the fuck. He could have a fucking McDonald's ending and fucking, as far as I care. Like, if Oliver Stone directed my movie, that's hot off the success of Born Off the 4th of July and fucking Wall Street. You don't want him directing your movie. Who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Like, he hadn't done anything yet.
Right.
I think at this point, Reservoir Dogs was done, and they were coming out at different times. Like, I don't know which order was done first, but he did a shitload of movies at once, leading into the movie he would eventually direct. Comes out this year also. That would make his career just absolutely huge and make him Quentin Tarantino, right? But going on, Fresh comes out that month.
Oh, Fresh was fantastic.
Yeah, I figured that's something that you would fucking dig.
Hey, everybody, yeah. Oh, everybody needs to watch that.
Blank Man, August. And The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert came out in August. Yeah. All right. These are big. This is a big month. What do you got for August?
Let's. Well, if you know, you know. I'll just say that about this next little jump.
We talked about that earlier. Actually, Rob, you missed out. We were doing it month by month. We talked about Above the Rim. No. Tricked me. God damn it, motherfucker. You tricked me. Where I go?
You say I only hear what I want to. You say
Nice.
I talk so all the time.
So.
And I thought what I felt was simple. And I thought that I'd grow along. And now that I am leaving, now I know that I did something I missed you. Yeah.
Lisa Loeb is a hottie. Lisa Loeb is a hottie. She's a baddie. She's a baddie.
Say what?
Lisa Loeb's a hottie, man. She's a baddie. She won't stop calling me.
But she hit you on. She hit you on your pager.
Oh, so check it. I was going to ask you, is this the year of the pager?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
how ridiculous is that concept now, thinking about it? Try explaining that to your kids. How do you explain it to your kid? What a pager was. You know, we had this box, and if you had it, you were cool.
Stop. Back up. First off, payphones were the way to communicate, right?
Yeah.
Payphones cost like 29 cents or like.
You had to find it too. You had to know where one was.
So if you had a pager, you could page somebody, and they would send you a number, 510-965-3331, and you would get that page. If you're driving on the freeway, now think about this. In the age where we have cell phones and we can text somebody, and it's the instant kind of like, hey, like text me back or call me back, right? If I'm on the freeway and you page me, I gotta get the fuck off, get change, go to the payphone.
Got parked the car.
To tell me to pick up.
Had to kick that person out the booth
to pick up some sugar for the Kool-Aid, and
God forbid it's a wrong number.
You could hit 911. I love you 143. You know what I'm saying? And
you had a box you would call your number. You would send them your number, and they would get it on this box, and they knew that they had to call you.
Yep. But
yeah, I mean, like, how stupid do you sound trying to explain that shit?
It would be like 38 minutes until I got back to you. You know what I'm saying? Like 42 minutes.
So it's weird that cell phones became all the craze.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Pagers didn't last long. Was that Pogs also?
Yeah.
Pogs was not 94. Somebody tell us, was Pogs 94? Was it 96? Like, is it later on in the year? Pogs was stupid. That was dumb. Like, I'd be like, you want to play Pog? I think people got beat up over it. I think people get beat up over that shit sometimes.
Beanie Babies.
So yeah, that wasn't. I mean, I was around for that, but I never got that. I was too old for that. September '94. This is the first Tim Burton movie, and I don't know this is true. I'm pretty sure I know off the top of my head this is true though. This is the first Tim Burton movie to not contain Danny Elfman as his composer, and it's also my sixth favorite movie of all time.
Danny Elfman is fantastic.
I know. I love Danny. I love Danny Elfman. I love musicians who turn into composers. I think that just makes sense and it's fucking beautiful. Like Trent Reznor right now, he's the new Danny Elfman.
He has a couple compilation albums. You need to check out Danny Elfman.
Like his industrial stuff or like his sub stuff for movies.
Yep.
Yeah. He came out with something new. He's been performing. He was in California just recently.
Really?
Yeah. No, so I don't think you would get this movie. This is a tough one. Does anybody know what the first Tim Burton movie is to not contain Danny Elfman? I think he would have 3 in his career, but this one I think was the first time. And if any, no, it's not Scissorhands. Not Scissorhands. I'll give you a hint. Okay, I'll give you 2 hints. But the second one is it is the most critically acclaimed movie he's made. So it did win. A Kelly. It did win supporting actor. It did get some writing nomination maybe or something like that. Like it's a good movie. Okay, and the third hint that's probably going to give it away is it's black and white. Nobody? Tim Burton movie, black and white? No, not The Burbs. I love that movie, by the way. It's not black and white either.
Burbs wasn't black and white.
I wonder if you've seen this movie. This movie is fantastic, but I'll go ahead and say it. It's Ed Wood.
Ed Wood.
Ed Wood is still my favorite Tim Burton movie to this day. That movie is phenomenal. Martin Landau won supporting actor for that. Hilarious fucking movie about the worst director of all time. And honorable mentions. They're big ones. Shawshank Redemption.
Yep.
If I had given you a question from that, it would have been too easy. There's just nothing. Quiz Show.
I love Quiz Show.
And Time Cop.
Time Cop.
Which I don't think I think I've seen, but I don't remember really. And I've heard like it's the best Jean-Claude Van Damme movie that exists, and I don't see it. You're talking to somebody who loves Double Impact. That's the shit right there. Do we have a September jam? Time Cop good, Rob?
Sure. Let's see. I have any hurt. Let's go with is that it?
Okay.
No. You don't love me, and I know now. No. You don't love me, and I know now.
Little Caesar. Yo, I be buying bees, so all my girls be eyeing C's. Coming backstage, dying to get pleased. You got me, I rock me, Versace and women. My new spot, you good in my bunch of foxy women. I use speedball with cars, that's the valley. I get close, cuts to me, from stylist. Cruise in my Lexus, and with no knowledge. My new walk the street until the feet get calories.
Beautiful. All right on. I like that girl a lot. Is that Braxton?
Brandy.
Brandy had an album that year, actually. She has another song that came out that year that's big. October 94. And I love the way I question this. This movie, if you know the family that David Arquette, Patricia Arquette, the Arquettes,
Yeah.
there's 4 of them, I believe. There's 5 of them, but 4 of them are really famous. One of them passed. But this movie contains 2 Arquettes. I'll tell you the Arquettes. It contains Rosanna and Alexis. Alexis is the one who passed.
Oh, well. How was that supposed to help me?
Not, man, this is a easy answer, but a tough fucking question. You would have to know the movie really well to know that it contains 2 Arquettes. And in all actuality, there's a Scream that contains 3 of them if you count Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox Arquette, I get it. All right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay, so this movie contains both Rosanna and Alexis Arquette. Pulp Fiction contains both Rosanna and Alexis Arquette. Of all questions I could have asked, I just happen to know that nobody would stop to think of. Like, nobody would. Yeah, so anyways, Alexis plays the guy in the closet who comes out with a sledgehammer gun, and then Rosanna plays the junkie who watches them put a needle in.
Right.
Okay, so.
Shit.
Yeah, those are both an Arquette. Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction changed the game. Changed the game. Like, I remember when that movie came out and people watched it and they didn't know what to think or say for a second.
Isn't it interesting that back then people didn't go to the movie theater? Like, they went to the movie theaters to see big blockbusters, but they didn't go to the movies to see Pulp Fiction until way after. And
yeah, but then these movies come out. There's other movies that come out, around the same time. Actually, October's an interesting month, but to me, Pulp Fiction is a game changer in writing alone. After this movie, nobody wanted to tell a story linear again. They wanted to be all over the place with the fucking story and the way it's presented and the way it's, wrapped up and opened, because there's just a giant collection of stories there. But telling it out of order adds so much more depth and so much more in the background of these connections.
Now everybody does that in their movies.
Yeah, now everybody does that. Lost build a whole season off of that. And there's nothing wrong with it if you could find an interesting way of doing it, but Pulp Fiction was the first to kind of really do it and do it great. Because he makes it simple and he makes the dialogue sharp and the hits fucking hit hard. The music's great. It's a cool, slick, beautiful looking movie, but that writing, bro, you have to give credit where credit's due. Like, he's fucking.
The scene where I think they come in to see Marcellus Wallace, John Travolta, Sam Jackson. They come. They were in the change clothes, and they come in to see Marcellus Wallace in that bar. And
it's a kind of an empty bar, but isn't other guys there? The other guys from
there's a bartender there.
Yes. My name's Paul, and this is between y'all.
Correct. That bartender auditioned and was top candidate to play Sam Jackson's character. Sam Jackson came late and got the part.
No shit.
That bartender. Sam Jackson.
What is his name? Is it Jules?
He's like a light skinned dude.
No, I know the bartender, but what's Sam Jackson's character's name?
No. Oh, yes. Sam Jackson.
Is it Jules?
Correct.
Vincent and Jules.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so he almost got Jules, huh?
Yep. That bartender.
I can see it.
I can't.
But Sam Jackson ended up becoming that character. Like, he was so good at it, he became that character.
I can't see it.
It makes sense. He's used them before with True Romance and stuff, but around here, there's no difference of character than the guy who dies in Goodfellas that he plays, or the guy who dies in True Romance that he plays. Like, they're all the same character. But right. Pulp Fiction gave him a life and gave him, these interesting scenes between him and John Travolta where they're going to do something gruesome, but it's such an everyday thing for them that we get about 15 minutes of interesting dialogue, because not once in that dialogue do they talk about going to kill the fucking person. They're just having an interesting conversation about feet and things like that, and you have to have a good actor for this. And then, he's pretty responsible. He's pretty responsible for redefining everybody's career, and John Travolta was the first to really do that. just so you know, this movie, you know, going back to it real quick, the honorable mentions of this month are pretty big. Clerks, talk about changing movies and the way people talk.
Yeah.
He's big about dialogue, and his movie Clerks 3 just came out. I fucking liked it. I liked it a lot. I'm not a fan of Clerks 1. I didn't hate it, but the story of how it got made is so much more interesting. Hoop Dreams came out October 1994.
Wow. What
Supposedly
Arthur,
one of the best movies to ever exist.
and I forgot the other guy's name, but damn, that was fantastic. Hoop Dreams was the shit.
Some people think this is one of the best movies ever made.
It was, I mean, you like felt everything. It was excellent.
And then the final October movie is already a big month, but the final one is Stargate, which goes on to become a huge sci-fi show.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Absolutely huge. What do you got for October? I know you got some Pulp Fiction there.
I don't know. Do I?
You got some Pulp Fiction? You got
Okay.
Ace of Base?
Let's hit you.
All for Love?
Oh, you know what was really popular? 94? Ace of Base.
Yes, love Ace of Base still. Still love Ace of Base. I shouldn't have said that shit online. No, I fucking...
Oh, that was...
No, man, the sign is that shit's great. I love it. It's so funny you mentioned them. Yeah.
You'll be your woman soon. Love so much, can't count all the ways I died for you, girl, and all they can say is, it's not your kind. Then I get tired of putting down, and I know when I come around, I'm gonna find, don't let them make up your mind. Don't you know, girl, you'll be a woman soon. Please, come take my hand, girl, you'll be a woman soon. You'll need a man.
Yeah. All right.
We're going to go right into this next song. It's coming up. We're just going to play a little bit of it, but Portishead.
Portishead's good. Portishead's good.
Portishead is for the real ones.
Yeah. I didn't know it was 94.
So tired of playing with this going down road. Gonna give my heart away, leaving to the other girls to play. For I've been adventurous too long.
That's fucking great. I'm gonna listen. That's what I'm gonna listen to when this is done. I know I'm gonna listen to one of these, and that's the one now.
That was Story Box. That's it.
We're gonna finish strong here. We got 2 months left with November of 1994. This movie is a great movie, by the way, and it has a much more controversial, unrated French version.
I don't fucking know. Come on, man. Damn.
This movie is a good movie. It's in the U.S., but it has a much more controversial, unrated French version, no?
No.
French version, no?
No.
Leon the Professional. You ever see that movie?
No.
Bro, Gary Oldman at his finest is The Professional. Yeah, so the French version was unrated. It was the unrated French version was controversial because Natalie Portman is the lead character in this movie, who is like 13 years old, who has a relationship with this hitman. Not a relationship per se, but in the French version they hint at it. that it's that there's attraction there or something. And it's just interesting that it's controversial to us, but not to them. You know what I mean? It's like that's an interesting visual movie. And but by the way, yeah, Gary Oldman, phenomenal. It made John Reno star, and Natalie Portman did stuff for a while, but after Star Wars, she took a break from acting to do go to school and shit. Great movie. Great movie. Okay, also November, honorable mentions. Junior, A Low Down Dirty Shame.
Oh, wow. Keenan Ivory Wayans and Jada Pinkett.
Jada Pinkett, yeah. One of my favorites, Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah.
That's the jam.
Yeah.
And the only movie he is featured in that is a successful kids movie, The Santa Claus. Santa Claus, yeah, which we are coming upon, I believe, either a show or a movie. I believe it's a show. We're coming upon a Santa. He came back for Santa Claus.
All right.
Okay, so did we do November? Let's go. Let's do November. We got one more month.
All right. So November of '94.
Yeah.
What was going on?
Oh, Low Down Dirty Shame. I love that jam.
Okay. Oh, damn it.
I love that jam. I heard that version before I heard the original.
Heavy D and the Boys.
Oh shit.
Yeah, whatever. What you got? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. What you got? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Moses at work.
Lots of news and stuff. Backyards with swimming pools, stuff, lobster, sushi, yeah, Versace, Gucci,
Crazy Lucy.
I know you ever do demo on a page.
All right.
You get a hand from the burger shop.
Nice. All right.
So,
Final month.
What about this?
What else you got?
What about this though? High Five.
Oh yeah. That's great, jam. He caught me being 12, 13 years old thinking I know about sex again with that music walking around. All right, December, the final month in movies, anyways. This movie, my fifth favorite movie of all time. 4 movies this year I have that were my favorites, but this movie was written for actors Gary Oldman and Nicolas Cage.
What? They didn't play them?
No, they didn't play them. They didn't get them.
I don't know.
Dumb and Dumber was written for Gary Oldman and Nicolas Cage.
Come on.
Yep. True story. Dumb and Dumber, the best stupid movie to ever exist. One of the smartest comedies to ever exist, of our generation anyways. Farrelly Brothers, I mean, unless you want to count There's Something About Mary, greatest movie they've ever made. And the third movie for Jim Carrey in a year that catapulted his career. And then that's the movie that Jeff Daniels becomes Harry. And it is genius. I think it's genius, that movie. Was written for Gary Oldman and Nicolas Cage. That movie has a bunch of interesting trivia. But honorable mentions, our final honorable mentions this month are Legends of the Fall.
Wow.
Which is interesting to note that Legends of the Fall and the other Brad Pitt movie, Interview with the Vampire. And then, wait for it, drum roll, Street Fighter.
Wow.
I don't know if it's such an honorable mention, but it is a mention worth making.
Have they made other Street Fighters?
I think unrelated, yeah. Like they started over already.
That original one.
No. We'll put money into that.
I mean, they still continue to make the video game.
Yeah, but I was just saying, like, that's like saying, did they remake Super Mario Brothers? Yeah, like 2, 3 different times in their own versions. Nobody's gonna be stupid enough to make some Super Mario Brothers. But Street Fighter is not a good movie, I think, by Legend.
No,
Legend has it.
no, that wasn't my point. I was just, you know.
But it's interesting to know that Raul Julia is a fantastic actor otherwise, and that happens to be his last movie, unfortunately.
Wow.
He was sick during that movie, in fact. He had cancer.
Wow.
Which is why he looks really skinny. But that's my Gomez right there. That's my Gomez. That's my Gomez. And that is 1994.
1994.
We're going in basically spaceless O.J. Simpson mode when you come back into 95.
Well,
how are we going to end this?
I'm going to end it with this. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Yeah.
We appreciate everybody coming on.
Where can they find your work?
I think Moise is working with on in his pocket.
Hope they can hear us. Well, where can they find your work? Where are they going to find you?
Nowhere. I'm just working at a restaurant right now.
You're just laying low?
Yeah.
All right. Excited to hear your work again in the future. I hope you come back for another year.
All good.
We'll do 99 or 96. But all right, guys, that's been 1994 with my man, DJ TedNice. Much love.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for joining us.
I see you, Care Bear. Shout out to everybody who joined tonight.
Thank you.